As you're live here at Martinsville Speedway, as the gyro is about to go green here for 150 laps in length here. Got the paperclip in Martinsville, Virginia. Young Canova will be on pole position. Alongside him will be Jacob Wilson, third, and Nick Ruffini, fourth, Brady Floyd, and fifth will be Brian Lorenzo. As off of turn number 4, into the restart zone they go. Green flag is out, and we're underway here at Martinsville. Drivers get through turn 1, 2, turn, try get up to the gears and get up to speed here, as it's a clean 1 and 2 for now. See how they make it through 3 and 4. Side by side, a little further on back. There are a few of these drivers. The single file for the most part here. Up front, looks like Dylan Canova has about half second lead now over Jacob Wilson on lap number 2 down the back. Side by side here, Christian Proctor, Andrew Jones there, and Jesse Atkinson side by side. Atkinson on the bottom of the racetrack. As caution is out here in lap number 2. Looks like Thomas Osborne a little slow down the back straightaway. We'll see what happened here in lap number 2 down the back. But it looked like Dylan Canova got out to an early jump there on the rest of the field. Actually, the pit 7 was stopped down the back straightaway. Off of turn 2, looped to the round, got loose, no contact, I don't think, and luckily, he did not hit any damage on that 57 machine, but tires are for sure going to be pretty shot there. Here on lap number 2 already, so first caution of the night, self-spin off of turn 2, so not sure what the track temp is here. We'll take a quick look right now. Track temp 9 degrees, so pretty hot here in the March 31st. That's probably why you kind of saw that looseness off of turn 2, also on the cold tires as well. There's no choose cone this time by, looks like, so it might be next time by we'd see the drivers choose, and I'm assuming a lot of them are going to be choosing the bottom lane here. As that is definitely probably the most preferred line here at Martinsville. As we'll see here in a few moments' time what these drivers decide to do. Looks like Canova looking to go to the bottom here, and I believe he will. Yes, he will. And pretty much somewhat even. As Brian chooses to go to the top side here. The majority on the bottom here on this restart here on lap number 6 coming to 7. As pace car takes on the pit lane. The field will be in the hands of Dylan Canova as off of turn 4 into the restart zone they go. We are back in the way here at Martinsville. Into the powers they go, up the gears. You see the majority of the field choosing the inside line there. A single file out in front here for the top 4 positions. Brian Lorenzo gets line line. One driver away up the racetrack, that's Andrew Johnson there. Or Andrew Jones, excuse me. Let's do some contact here. Around goes one driver. That's Caleb Pelletier. Around goes another in front. That may be... I believe that might have been... definitely Caleb Pelletier. Bryson Anderson actually involved there as well. I think he was the driver that got spun around. So it's their second caution here after the restart. Lap number 8. So it's like I kind of saw at the beginning of that happening there. Looks like Caleb Pelletier may have just overcooked the corner just a little bit there. Got to the back end of someone and spun around. So it was off of turn, kind of 3 wide ahead of Caleb Pelletier, got in the inside and just drove in a little bit too deep, it seems like. And around he goes in front of the back of the field. Luckily, everyone everyone able to pretty much avoid it. No significant damage looks like from anyone of note, so we keep it going, and no one out of this race quite just yet, but quite get 2 yellows here. First 10 laps already have 2 yellows. We've only had 1 green flag lap so far tonight, so we'll see if drivers can get some laps underneath them and try and get into a rhythm here. Martinsville is such a rhythm type racetrack. The hard braking zones and you have a lot of passengers as well with how hard braking this racetrack is. We'll see these drivers kind of calm down here on these restarts, and obviously they're all bunched up here trying to make up as many positions as they can, but you can't really make a lot of positions up under caution, so we'll see what these drivers can do on this second restart and third start in general, if you include the initial start as well in the mix. As pace car is in the pit lane. So once again, Dylan Canova get Elias to the green here, this time by alongside with Jacob Wilson once again on his outside and into the restart zone. Green flag back out. Canova with a great launch out in turn number 1. Looks like Nick Ruffini to the inside here. Jacob Wilson out in turn 1 as well. Brady Floyd, Jacob Thornton now side by side here off of turn number 2 for 4th. Side by side through most of the field as well. 4th on back, pretty much looking just like it was on the initial restart there, as Brady Floyd loses the position to Jacob Thornton. He might lose another position here to Kenny Kuko. So Canova just as fast stop the race, but Floyd will clear. Ooh, Kuko gonna give him a shove down into number 3. A little early on here, maybe use that chrome horn, but it looks like Christian Proctor on the outside, he's able to clear Kenny Kuko. It looks like he got a little squirrel there on the entry to turn number 1, so he's going to lose a little bit of time there in Kuko. Well, it's clear for that 6th place spot. It looks like we're under caution yet again. Looks like Thomas Osborne slow here down the front. There's a traffic jam in front of him, actually. So let's see what exactly. Bunch of cars spin on the turn 1. That's Timothy Presley, draft to beef as well. So kind of a roadblock there in the turn number 1. We'll see what we can see what caused that initial contact, how those drivers go around. So this is draft to beef here off the turn at number 4. Down the front straight he goes. Timothy Preston is behind him. Looks the inside just over, does it big time. And those two go spinning around, and those drivers trying to avoid behind them, and a little stack up as well. A little front end damage for those drivers behind, but nothing too major on a short track here like Martinsville. So it's probably a longer green flag run tonight of about I believe 3 or 4 laps. The options breed cautions you, all it takes is one long run, and this race will go by pretty quick actually, with it being a short track. choose going sound. Donkovic is in the outside line here on this restart. Interesting decision. He's been really good on the inside, been able to launch it really good compared to the rest of the field. So we'll see how that plays out, though. It's pretty early on into this race, so still a long way to go. More than 125 laps to go left in this one, about 132. As pace cars in, as they go through turn 3 and 4, off of turn 4 into the restart zone they go. And Donkovic on the outside time this time leads us to green. A great launch there for that 70 machine. He'll clear easily down to turn 1 of Jacob Wilson. Wilson will slot himself in the second, and Nick Ruffini in third, looks like, as Jacob Thorne tries to place on the outside. Not quite able to. He's going to clear, and Thornton going to back off of a little bit. Little contact there. Brady Floyd and Kenny Kuko. That's our 5th place right there. That toy machine going up the racetrack a little bit into the 71. As they're still side down in a turn at number 1. Oh, Kuko overshoots corner big time. They lose a spot. Maybe 2, maybe 3, 4, 5 it looks like. All lost in turn number 1. Kenny Kuko goes from 4th. And now 10th, and maybe even 11th in a few moments' time, as some contact further on back as well. One driver whipped the racetrack. Oh, Brady Floyd around in front. Christian Proctor slow as well as that. It's a big wreck there. A bunch of drivers involved on the exit of turn at number 4. That's going to bring out our 4th yellow of the night here on lap number 21. As we just kind of caught the tail end of that. Not sure what led up to that one though, but you know, look what happened. Let Brady Floyd around. Christian Proctor was stopped right there. And again, these drivers making contact. Can make contact in Phoenix, Las Vegas as well, and once again here at Martinsville, those drivers just can't really seem to separate from each other, it seems like, here at these racetracks. But Proctor looks like he kind of washed up the racetrack maybe a little bit here. He had a little bit of a gap if Floyd overshot, and then Proctor just kind of got into his left rear there, and also someone else got tagged. Looks like it was J.D. Van Kirk trying to avoid, and got into, looks like the 44 of Jorge Lesman Jr. as well. Got spun around there. He has some significant right rear damage, looks like, but he should be able to continue just fine, though. At a short track like Martinsville, the damage doesn't affect him too much. But their 4th caution light here in lap number 23. And we'll see if Dylan Canova keeps that outside line. It was an interesting strategy call. Running the outside line, choosing the outside line on that last restart. So we'll see if he decides to do it again. Looks like they might be choosing next time by. I think choose going is probably the most important thing and probably the most interesting thing here all night long. The inside most likely going to have the advantage in turn 1 and turn 2 on the restarts here. So I think maybe the outside, if you get a quick yellow, you can take some sort of advantage, but I think most drivers will choose the inside like we've kind of seen the past few times. Looks like Canova could choose top. I mean, it might be a little bit more grip up top off of turn number 4, which could make could be why he's choosing the outside a little bit more than the bottom here on these restarts. As we'll see this time by, what will he choose? Will it be top? Will it be bottom? It looks like it will be the top side here. I thought they had choose cone last time, but it looks like it'll be this time around. Looks like they may have been practicing choose cone though. Base car lights are off, and Canova once again chooses the top side here. So we'll see how it plays out for him. I mean, it's worked out so far. He's led every lap so far tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if he continues to keep leading these laps. pace car is off. And Canova once again will lead us to the green. The field is in his hands as green flags back up and one away once again here at Martinsville. Canova once again with a great jump, but Jacob Thornton also with a good jump on the outside line. Will he be able to get around Jacob Wilson here and maybe challenge for that second place spot? It looks like he has a good run here off of turn 2. Is he clear? Not quite. Wilson going to send it to the inside just a little bit. But Jacob Thornton here doing a good job. Low contact there off of turn number 4. They keep it straight down the front straightaway. As the outside seems to have a little bit more grip here at Martinsville than maybe historically. You may be able to make a move on the outside here in these O'Reilly cars. But we saw how much, if you get too much outside, your car gets really wiggly and really loose. As just like that. Oh, so Wilson spins around on the entry to turn number 1. And that'll bring out the yellow here tonight. Once again here on lap number 29. Caution number 9. Caution number 5, excuse me. But Wilson, I don't think he had contact with Jacob Thornton there. He just overdrove it. I was just talking about that. You don't want to overdrive these corners. Because it really... You still have enough grip with how hot the track temp is. How loose these cars are on entry. So yeah, Wilson just no contact. Thornton almost did the same thing as well, but luckily he was able to keep it straight. But it looks like Wilson now gonna fall all the way back to 21st place. He's got to work his way back up through the field. The 120 laps to go. Plenty of time to do something here, as we're 1/5 of the way through already on lap 30 coming to 31. Well, it'll be interesting to see when these drivers elect to take their tires. I mean, they do have 4 extra sets, but tires don't really matter too much here in Martinsville if you just could be on the caution for the majority of tonight's race. Already 5 cautions and 32 laps. I think the majority of these drivers kind of expected something like this coming into the night. Not the most cleanest racing. Yeah, we've seen typically, I mean, last week we went green for quite some time at Darlington, but Martinsville is just such a tough, tricky racetrack, and you're so close quarters, and it seems like these cars are just hard to handle. You have the paper clip. Well, I think she's coming this time by, I believe. Yes, it is, so. Canova and Thornton got to take the top side, Nick Ruffini into the bottom. This looks like we did light green this time by. Alright, his pace lights are off this time. And Stone Cover once again lead us to the green. And green flags back out. And Dylan Canova once again with a great jump there on this restart. Jacob Thornton trying to find the outside, but he overdrives the corner big time. And here comes Jesse Atkinson, our winner a couple weeks ago at Phoenix, working his way up through the field. up 8 spots right now. Up the 3rd place off the turn 4 real clear. Stop for a single file out as Brian Lorenzo and Kimi Kuko side by side. Some drivers from my back side by side as Brady Floyd already finds himself inside the top 10 after pitting a couple laps ago, being involved in the wreck off of turn number 4. He's back into the top 10 already, so quick for Brady Floyd is further back. Some side by side battles, but most is single file throughout the field. Tom Lanier looks like up the racetrack he goes as Jacob Wilson gonna try to fight his way back. He just took his first set of tires for that 7 machine, so he has one of the freshest tires on the track right now. We'll see if he can take advantage of that one here. Currently sits in 19th place. We go back out front. Dylan Canova has about half a second lead over Nick Ruffini. Jesse Atkinson right behind that 04 machine. We'll see how quick these drivers can pass as cautions that back out on the racetrack. Looks like Bryson Anderson around there off turn number 2. And that'll be our 6th caution tonight. I just overdrove it through turn 1, just could never really get underneath him. And luckily, looks like no one hit him. Yeah, no one hit that 42 machine, so everyone will go unscathed. And it's been a common theme so far tonight, just the looseness of these race cars, especially probably on those older tires as well. This has not been easy to drive at all. There's a wave around there. Looks like Jorge Lesma Jr. She's going this time once again. Dylan Canova is the outside line. Pace car is in once again, and Dylan Canova every time so far tonight, as less is green, he'll do it once again here on lap number 482, coming to 483, and into the research zone and go green flag back out. Canova once again with a great launch state on the front straightaway. Through the gears he goes. Nick Ruffini, Jacob Wilson side by side once again for 2nd. Well, or Jacob Thornton, excuse me. Thornton, oh, he's in the outside wall. Has some good momentum off of turn number 2. Pulls alongside Nick Ruffini off of turn 2. Will he do the same thing off of turn 4? Not quite. Gets a bit too loose off turn 4, and Nick Ruffini will stay in front here in 2nd place. Go further on back. Timothy Pressey side by side here with Kimi Kuko. JD Van Kirk trying to catch back up to these drivers as well. This is for 6th and 7th. There's big cylinder there for Christian Proctor to the inside of JD Van Kirk. There's Brady Floyd behind him as well. Those two drivers made some contact earlier tonight. They've worked their way back up to the field and inside, both those drivers inside the top 10 right now as Proctor finally able to get around JD Van Kirk, but up ahead, Timothy Pressey and Kimi Kuko still side by side here for 6th and 7th. Oh, so we got to spin the back. That looks like Thomas Osborne around. And yes, it is in that 57 machine. Round he goes. And once again, it's the case of just someone overdriving the corner. It looks like on the entry. And does anyone hit that 57? Doesn't look like they do. So once again, just a self spin. That's probably the fourth or fifth time we've seen that tonight. Just shows you how hard these drivers are handling, how hard these drivers are fighting these race cars, and how tough they are to drive. And just keep straight in general. And still, the only drivers who have pitted inside the top 10 looks like it is Brady Floyd. And Jacob Wilson up to 14th now after that self-spin he had in the turn number 1. He's also one of the drivers on freshest tires as well. Pitted 17 laps to go after his spin. So he's still working his way up to the field. We'll see how big of a difference that makes. But Timothy Presley up 15 positions. He's starting in 22nd place, currently in 7th. So great moves from him. Jesse Atkinson up 7 spots, starting 11th, is up to 4th. So we see some movers here tonight so far, but well, about 1/3 of the way through already here at Martinsville. The shoes coming this time out. We'll see if they delay it again. Let's see, we will be going green this time by. Pace car once again in the pit lane. Dylan Canova will lead us to the green once again. As green flags back out, Canova a little bit of a wheel spin there on the initial get-go, but got under control quickly, as the same with the rest of the field. So once these tires start to wear out, well, watch out for those with that wheel spin on the restarts. Can see a few drivers a little squirrely on the restarts as well. Side by side here, Jacob Thornton once again side by side with Nicky Freeman. The clouds are coming over Martinsville, which could grip up the racetrack just slightly. Here on the entry to turn number 1 is Thornton way up the racetrack he goes. Able to get a good exit though. Can he clear for second? He is clear slightly. Can he clear in the turn number 3? Yes, he will. As he's fine, moved himself up to that second place spot behind Dylan Canova's caution flag once flies again. It's like Dan Ames slow as Carson Rowland in the outside wall for turn number 2. He may be stuck in the 90 machine. He's not moving. He has no back end, so that car seems pretty junk to me. As he have to reset here into the pit lane. So we'll see what happened there for that 90 machine. You see side by side with Jacob Wilson off of turn number 4 on the entry to turn number 1. It's like Wilson locks up his front, kind of clips his left rear. Roland just stops. Oh man, I mean, I don't know why he just stopped there, right in front of the middle of the pack. It looked like he had it gathered up. Dan Ames had nowhere to go. Yeah, you can't even see him in time, to be honest. And it looks like Dan Ames blown up as well. Looks like those two drivers are going to be done for the night. Here in lap number 54. As the clouds have covered most of the racetrack, we'll see what the weather looks like right now. Yeah, drop the track temp quite a bit, down to 84 degrees now. So that's quite a bit of drop there from the 90 we saw earlier tonight. Looks like Don Canova choosing the bottom lane, so we gotta switch it up here a little bit. Gordon was able to pass Nick Ruffini on the top side, so gotta be careful with that 42, able to pass on the outside. With Don Canova being able to kind of be the leader on these restarts. I mean, it's gonna be a big time advantage to him, so. He's into turn number 3 and 4. And off of turn number 4. Canova into the restart zone he goes, and green flag is back out. And great launch there. Jacob Thorne, not the greatest launch on the outside. Looks like it's going to allow Nick Ruffini to the inside there for seconds. He's not quite clear for turn 2. He's got to shut the door big time there on Jacob Thorne. Thornton will fall down in the 3rd. As Christian Proctor, Kenny Kuko side by side here for 4th and 5th, or for 5th and 6th, excuse me, as Brown Lorenzo the inside. Got everyone by, it looks like. Not sure if he had a blinking issue there. It looks like he did. Christian Proctor the inside, Kenny Kuko, he'll clear for 5th. Zaga comes Timothy Presley the inside of Kenny Kuko. As I feel most is going to fall out, it seems like as we go to turn number 2 here. So the only side out we had was Jake Raven there and Dan Farron. As Jake Raven way up the racetrack he goes. Ahead of him, Marty White looks like he got past and bad exit there off of turn number 4 as well. But way up the racetrack through turn 1 and turn 2, way out of the groove there. You may lose 1, maybe 2 positions here down the back. As Wilson trying to get around Marty White as well there. Wilson on his fresher tires, just pitted last time again. These drivers have not even pitted yet so far tonight. Wilson on the inside. Gotta try to get to that 16th pace spot. Let's do some contact further on back. Thomas Osborne on the outside wall. Might be a broken left front tire there. His night may be over, looks like. The caution is back out. Looks like Marty White was around at least, off of turn number 2. And actually, no, it was Bryson Anderson, excuse me. Now, once again, just a symptom of the cell spin there on the interior turn number 1. These entries seem very, very difficult to keep this car stable under braking. I've just seen so many gyros spinning around tonight so far. That begs the question, though, will these gyros come down pit lane? Looks like they won't. A few gyros do. Jacob Thorne being one, a couple actually do. Half and half. We'll see what the first one off of pit lane is. Looks like it will be Jacob Thorne. And he's going to put himself in 12th place here off the exit pit lane. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back here from Martinsville. Cars back here live at Martinsville, about to go back green here. In lap number 68, and green flag back in the air. And Dokanova with a great launch there. Looks like the top two big time pulled away from the rest of the field. On each of turn number 1 is Christian Proctor side by side here with Jesse Atkinson off of turn number 2. Atkinson, the top 5 have yet the pits, and the fielders further on back as well. Like I mentioned, a lot of these drivers keen off pit lane. One of them being Jacob Doran, who's already up to 8th place, and maybe up to 7th here in the meantime. So around goes Jorge Lesman Jr. And that's going to be, once again, another caution here on lap number 69. I'm not sure if he got tagged there. We kind of saw it, couldn't quite see the angle from there. And just overshot the corner. We saw it, yeah, looks like he just overshot the corner. And once again, seen that so many times now already. There's a bunch of drivers on pit lane. Nick Ruffini and Jesse Atkinson coming out pit lane, but looks like Dylan Canova, Christian Proctor will stay out. And they have yet to pit so far tonight. Almost the halfway point in this race as well. This should be in choose cone this time by. Looks like Canova could choose the top, bottom, excuse me, Proctor up top. Looks like Pelletier will be bottom as well. And Wilson finally inside the top 5 after self-spinning on the interior turn number 1 quite some time ago. But Doran on those fresher tires is going to be returning that 4th place spot. Gotta watch out for that 42 machine. Last week's winner. It's going to be delaying the green one more time here. It's almost the halfway point in this race already. Sorry, going to be coming to pit lane this time by. About to go back green with Dylan Canova, get Lisa Field once again. And green flag is in the air. No, once again, another great launch. Oh, Pelletier a little shaky getting up through the gears, but he makes it through turn 1 and off of turn 2 as well. So he's going to stay in 3rd place. Wilson now up to 4th as Thornton falls down to 5th as Thornton good entry to turn number 3. But looks like Wilson's better exit off of turn 4. As we're halfway through here in Martinsville, halfway to go as well. And some side-by-side battles for 4th and 5th, and further on back as well, Kimi Kuko and Brian Lorenzo looks like for 8th and 9th. Lorenzo on the top side trying to make things work. Drafty Beefos. Ooh, gyro in front. That's, oh, around goes. It looks Timothy Presley around in front of the field. And gyro's on back further, crashing into the wall there. It's a 9 there, Tom Lanier. Not sure what quite transpired though. Looks like Timothy Presley just got loose off of turn number 4. Out the racetrack he goes, just gets loose off of turn 4, corrects it, back in the Drafty Beef in the Kitty Kuko, and then drives further on back. Tom Lanier gets collected as well, gets in the outside wall. I'm not sure if they've got tagged from Jorge Lesman Jr. from behind. Trying to check it, looks like he did. There's a couple of drivers involved there with some damage. But when will Dylan Canova come out pit lane? Will he ever come out pit lane? I don't know if that's really sustainable for him. We shall see. As the top 2 have yet to pit so far tonight. It sounds like we're going on board here with Dylan Canova. He might be saving some fuel. Turning off the engine. Yeah, he is. So he may be trying to make this in a one-stop race. Pace car once again off as Dylan Canova gets loose to the green once again. But every lap so far tonight is green flag in the air. Through the gears they go. Pelletier behind. It's a better initial jump. Not as squiggly as it was before. Looks like Wilson on those structure shots on the outside. He's going to take third place away. And he moves himself in the top 3 for the first time tonight since his spin. And he's on the outside here of Christian Proctor off of turn 4. Not able to quite get to the left rear. The right rear, excuse me, of Christian Proctor is going to the inside now. Proctor maintains his second place position firmly. Behind them, Brown and Renzo, Jacob Thorne side by side here for 4th and 5th. Thorne to the inside. It's easy. Make it 2 for 1 here. You got Lorenzo, and he's going to get maybe Pelletier as well. Our little Pelletier, big wiggle in the turn number 3 and 4. Up the racetrack he goes. Lose quite a few spots. He could be slotting behind Brady Floyd in 7th. So more green flag laps we have here. The hardest could be for Dylan Canova to make this on a make this on a no stop strategy. With about 65 laps to go coming by this time by. So we'll see if he can do it though. So that pretty much every single lap here so far tonight. We'll try to continue doing so as well. Starting trying to work his way now around Jacob Wilson. Most of the field single file in and out. For the most part here through turn 1 and turn 2. As O'Brien Lorenzo, or Bryson Anderson around. And is that going to have the yellow? Yes, it will. So actually, Brady Floyd and Kenny Kuko may have made contact there off of turn number 2 as well. So there have been 2 separate incidents possibly there. So this is a Brady Floyd right here. Losing it on the exit of turn number 2, and then also Bryson Anderson also losing it on the entry to turn number 1. Everyone just pinballing into Brady Floyd and not able to avoid him. And once again, drivers just making mistakes in these corners. Turn 1 has really caught off a lot of drivers so far tonight. But with 62 laps to go now. Now 61. We'll get a quick break and we'll be right back here from Martinsville. As we're back live here at Martinsville, pace car going to take the hard left turn in the pit lane once again. And Dylan Canova on the bottom line, going to lead us to the... And green flags in the air. Canova with a good launch. Rocked on the outside, has some wheel spin. That's going to allow Wilson to maybe take advantage of that one. The inside he goes, still clear for second. Wilson on the move here. It's going to be between him and Canova here, 1 and 2. But Wilson has about 30-40 lap fresher tires. Then Dylan Canova has caution back out once again. Quickly here. Looks like Bryson Anderson sideways there off of turn number 2. We got some contact, it looks like. Maybe a little bit of help as well. Looks like 3 wide there. Timothy Presley up the racetrack he goes. Gets on the Bryson Anderson. Luckily, no one else really too much involved there. So it should be a pretty quick yellow. No significant damage for anyone there. But Dylan Canova once again leads here with 55 laps to go. I don't know if fuel will be an issue for him. May still be saving some fuel though under caution. We'll go on board here with the 70 machine. Looks like, yeah, he is turning off that engine, so I think he's expecting to try to coast this thing to the ends. Just not pit out all in tonight's race. Just definitely not a bad strategy call at 70 machine with how dominant he's been so far tonight. Once again, Canova on the inside. Brown Lorenzo on the outside though, so we'll see if he has anything to say here and do here on this restart. Interesting to see how that works out. His pace car is off. And green flag back in the air, Don Canova. Great launch there on the inside. Brown Lorenzo on the top side. Not the greatest launch for that 99 machine. He stays in third for now here off the turn number 2. Jesse Atkinson trying to go to work on him, but it looks like Lorenzo will stay in third. As Jacob Thorne on the outside of Jesse Atkinson. As the top 3 are single file out. It's the battle here for 4th and 5th now. Soaring up the racetrack he goes. Up through turn 1. Now on the back, he has a little bit of advantage. Oh, Thornton, big sideways there. He's still sideways, not able to quite regroup as they're almost 3 lap behind him. That's Presley, Dan Farron, and Bryson Anderson. Kenny Kuko involved in this mix as well. Same with Christian Proctor. Is also, he's yet to pit, or he just pitted last caution, it seems like. And we're 2/3 of the way through, and Don Canova still leads, about a second lead over Jacob Wilson. There's some contact there on the entry of turn 3. Way up the racetrack goes Anderson, as Proctor will scoot by him as Anderson falls down to now 16th place. The back out front, Canova has about a second lead. Even though he's yet to pit so far tonight, it does not make a difference for the rest of the field, as Jacob Wilson is not able to catch up to him quite yet. It's 47 laps to go. Most of the field single file out for the most part. I think the biggest battle here will probably be for second place, as Don Canova just able to check out from the rest of the field. No one really able to do too much with that 70 machine. Snow clouds once again setting here at Martinsville, so it's going to make the track a little bit cooler. Take a quick look at weather before we get into the final third of this race. About 85 degrees, so a little bit cooler than it was at the beginning of tonight's race, but we'll see if these drivers in front can reel down Don Canova here with 43 laps to go on these way older tires that he has. Yet to pit. He's the only driver in the whole field has yet to pit so far tonight. So as I hear, it's Jacob Thornton and Timothy Presley. As cautions out once again. Milk through 3 and 4. See who was involved there. Oh, Brady Floyd looks like involved. Looks like a big shift from Robert Altman. On board here with that 94 machine. I mean, he just drove straight in the back of Brady Floyd. I mean, just straight on the entry to number 3 and 4. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he was gonna make the corner if Brady Floyd wasn't there, so just completely overshot it big time by the 94 machine. But that's gonna be interesting here as the field bunch back up here. Probably one of the longest green flag runs we've had all night long. Just happened. And she's gonna sound Canova get choose the bottom once again. And it's worked out for him so far. I mean, the bottom or top doesn't really matter at this point for him, it seems like. No matter what happens, it always seems like he just has such a great launch as delayed green once again, but so we're restarting here with looks like already 5 laps to go. This goes off once again, and users on the go. Green flag is back in the air. We're underway here. As Duncan with a great launch once again. As Jacob Wilson side by side, Brown Lorenzo off of turn number 2. It's pretty much a dead heat down at turn number 3 and 4. Who's gonna get the better exit? That's probably the best question here. Lorenzo wraps that corner well through 3 and 4. Looks like Wilson maybe got a little bit of a better exit though. Has about half car length ahead at the stripe. But with these two balance, Cloud Zone can over behind, they pull away to a bigger gap. So away with the racetrack goes. Brian Lorenzo, he gets a bit loose in the marbles there. This could allow Nick Ruffini now to slide himself in the 3rd place. Lorenzo down the 4th, little contact there with Jesse Atkinson. Brian Lorenzo on the entry of turn number 1. As they keep it straight though in the top 5 spots. And once again, Atkinson contact on the entry to the corner. He does save it though, as they're almost 4 wide off for turn number 4. Some more contact all around goes. That's Caleb Pelletier, I believe. Round he goes in front of the field from Jorge Lesman Jr., JDV and Kirk, and Calamity there off of turn number 4. All started in turn number 1. Like I mentioned, it's kind of all started in turn number 1 when Jesse Atkinson kind of got into the back of Brian Lorenzo, checked him up, kind of scattered the field behind. Now on the exit of turn number 2, Atkinson doesn't get the best exit. Christian Proctor overdrives the corner on the entry of turn 3, gets to the back of Atkinson. Atkinson saves it with 4 wide for a moment. Jorge Lesman Jr. gets in the left front of Jesse Atkinson, clips Caleb Pelletier, and around he goes, and the rest is history. As we got a pretty big jump down at turn number 1 there. Bunch of drivers involved, JD Van Kirk, Jorge Lesman Jr., and Caleb Pelletier as well. With 30 laps to go. She's going to stand by. Looks like a little decision making there. Nick Ruffini was thinking about going top, but he does choose bottom there. And like usual, Duncan over choosing the bottom, and Jacob Wilson going to choose the top side. The restart zone, they go. Green flag is back in the air. Oh, bad restart there for Jacob Wilson. That's got a lot of Nick Ruffini to get alongside him big time. Is he be able to take second place off of turn number 2? Not quite, but I think on the entry of turn 3 he'll be able to, and yes he will. Actually not quite. Wilson with a good entry to turn number 3. As they're side by side by side. 3 rows deep. As another caution is out here, as drivers battling out here for his top ground starting positions. I think it was further on back though. I've been off at turn number 2. I don't know, it looks like Bryce Anderson once again goes around in turn 1. That was a kind of a weird one though. Looks like he kind of shopped the racetrack. Not sure. Just lost on his own once again. It looks like he did. Just shot right, oh man, right in front of Andrew Jones there. 8 machine. Unable to go anywhere there. Bring out once again. Caution. It's gonna be 25 laps to go here at Martinsville. We'll take a quick break. Right back here before the green flag drops here at Martinsville once again. As we're back live here, 20, coming to 21 laps to go this time by. Pace car is off once again. Don't come over. It leads the green once again as well. As green flag is out. On the way back here at Martinsville, it's Don't come over with a grid launch there. Side by side once again. Jacob Wilson and Nick Ruffini first, second, and third. Still side by side behind as well with Christian Proctor and Kenny Kuko. That's her fourth and fifth. Cautions once again out here on the racetrack. Major damage Furlong back. Looks like off for turn number 2. It's Furlong back. Looks like there's Jorge Lesman Jr. involved in that one. So the entry turn number 1 looks like to the inside goes JD Van Kirk. Slightly taps Jorge Lesman Jr. Might be a little neck kill there. Doesn't look like anyone gets too significantly damaged off of turn number 2. So here with 18 laps to go, Duncan over. Looks like he's probably good on fuel here for the rest of the way. Just gonna step out. Looks like Duncan over gonna choose the bottom. As once again coming to the restart zone, Canova will lead 15 laps to go this time by. As green flag is back in the air, Canova with a great launch there down in turn number 1. We will lead in seconds off of turn number 2. Wilson will clear for second. This field juggles behind there. It's Kenny Kuko, Christian Proctor side by side here for 4th and 5th. It's Proctor a bit loose there off of turn number 4. Floyd may take advantage of that one, but he's still inside of Kenny Kuko for 4th place spots. So way up the racetrack goes Kenny Kuko. He's going to lose a spot here to Brave Floyd. He's going to move himself down into 6th place in a 71 machine. So he goes Dan Farron. He's going to move himself up to 6th place here. It's Kenny Kuko kind of getting used up here these last few laps. It's fast lap just set by Dylan Canova. On those very, very old tires here with 13 laps to go. Side-by-side action here. Christian Proctor and Nick Ruffini. It's for 3rd and 4th. To wave the racetrack goes Brady Floyd as caution is back out on the racetrack. Not sure where it occurred at. Looks like one driver around. It looks like it was Andrew Jones around there for turn at number 2. And we're with 11 laps to go, so we'll probably go green with around 7 or 6 laps to go. I'm assuming Dylan Canoa gonna be choosing the inside here once again on this restart. Probably one of the last restarts of the night, most likely. Once again, Canoa gets to the inside line. Got to restart here with 7 laps to go. Will be 6 actually delayed green here. Pace car goes in the pit lane. Canoa get at least a green here with 6 laps to go. Does anyone have anything for that second machine out in front who's led every single lap so far tonight? Has not pitted at all so far as well. As green flag is in the air. Not that great of a launch as he has in the past. As also Jacob Wilson already on the back bumper of him as Christian Proctor as well. Pretty close, but those 2 drivers behind him get a battle and duke it out here, which could allow Dylan Canoa to pull away a little bit. With 5 laps to go this time by. Also, will we see another caution as well? As yes, we will. Around goes Jorge Lesman Jr., a few others, Timothy Presley. Oh, big one there. Kenny Kuko, Drafty Beef as well. Marty White. About 5 drivers involved. And that's probably the biggest wreck we've seen so far tonight. Off of turn number 4. Looks like we might have a green-white checkered here at Martinsville tonight. Looks like Presley just went up the racetrack right into Jorge Lesman Jr. and no one behind had any chance to do much, as big damage for a lot of those drivers involved. Probably around 8 drivers had some sort of damage in that wreck, and about 2 or 3 of them have pretty significant damage on their race cars. With 4 laps to go, it's definitely going to be a green-white checker here for Dylan Canoa and the rest of the field. It's most likely Dokonova once again reaches the inside line, and no one has been able to touch him all night long. Not sure how close he is exactly on fuel, though, which could be definitely something to watch out for. Wish that they did delay the green here, because this could be an unofficial green light checker right now. Doesn't seem like they will, so we will be racking them up here and going with an unofficial green light checker. It seems like, actually no, this is the official green light checker, excuse me. Sorry about that, but pace car is off. Dokonova once again going to lead us to the first green light checker of the night. And green flag in the air. Nova with a good launch there. Proctor kind of spins his tires just a little bit. But here comes the rest of the field of Jacob Wilson, Brian Lorenzo, and Brady Floyd down in turn number 1. Wilson will clear off of turn 2. Does he have a chance against Dokonova here? With about 1 lap to go. As white flag in the air this time by, we will make it back. Dokonova out in front with about 2/3 of the lead over Jacob Wilson, as Recchi in the back further on back. That's Jesse Atkinson around, and a bunch of other drivers involved as well. Big pile up in turn 1, but out in front, Dokonova has led every single lap so far tonight, and he will continue to do so here. And the most important one as well, the white flag, and now the checkered. Dokonova will win here tonight at Martinsville. Jacob Wilson will finish in second, and Christian Proctor will round himself off in the 3rd place there, that 13 machine. And Dokonova just has a fast lap of the race on his last lap, it looks like, as well. Dokonova burns it down here on the front straight. We'll take a quick break. We'll speak to our top 3 finishers in a few moments' time. Jake live here at Martinsville Speedway. You speak to our top 10 finishers in a few moments' time as we take a quick look at final race results as well. Here for tonight's Martinsville race. Dylan Canova will win here tonight. Behind him will be Jacob Wilson in second and Christian Proctor in the third. Brad Lorenzo in fourth, Brady Floyd in fifth, Jacob Dorr in sixth, Robert Altman in seventh, David Barrett in eighth, Caleb Pelletier in ninth, and JD Mankirk will round out the top 10. Andrew Jones will be 11th with Jake Raven, 12th, Timothy Presley, 13th, Kenny Kuko, 14th, Tom Lanier, and 15th, Jorge Lesmer Jr., and 16th, Nick Ruffini, 17th, Jesse Atkinson, 18th, Marty White, 19th, Jack DeVeep, and 20th. For sure all the drivers involved in a big pile-up down in turn number 1 on the white flag lap. Bryson Anderson in 21st, Thomas Osborne 22nd, Carson Roland in 23rd, Dan Ames 24th, and Jeremy Gill rounding out the 25-car field here tonight at Martinsville. But most importantly, Dylan Canova leads every lap, and the most important one, the last one, as he pick up the win here at Martinsville. We'll speak to him in a few moments' time. Oh, Dylan, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So you lead every lap here tonight, and also the most important one, the last one. Talk us through how you're able to just have that pace all night long without having to pit as well. Just keep those tires underneath you and be as dominant as you were.
I mean, the main concern obviously was going to be fuel. I think when we started the race, we were, 30-something laps short, but we never really got a long enough green flag run to get the tires hot enough to wear them out. So they were still there at the end. I think we ran the fastest lap of the race on the last lap. So they never really got hot. So they just kind of stayed cool and gripped up, and obviously clean air and just staying out of all the mess that was in the middle and back of the pack was key to that one.
Yeah, definitely. So coming into the night, did you kind of have that thought process of trying to do this on a zero pit stop race, or kind of just happened throughout the race with all these yellows?
It kind of just happened throughout the race. The initial plan, I think, was going to be to kind of split it down the middle or close to it if we got a caution in the middle, obviously hoping that it goes mostly green. But historically, that's not the case. So obviously, you got to be ready for the audible. And probably about lap 65, I was only like 3 laps short. So at that point, I was pretty much committed to just running it out.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you pick up the win here tonight at Martinsville. Is there anyone that I think for tonight's great run?
Yeah, Trisha's Learning Center for sponsoring the league. All the admins over at Top Tier gives the place to race every Tuesday and now on Monday nights in the Super Speedway League. Obviously, you guys for putting on the broadcast and giving everybody out there a place to watch, all the fans that are watching, and then everybody back at Revved Up Racing, everybody there that it's cool to hang out with and get to know every week and race around. And then obviously Victory Fuel, Forced by Dennis, the No Names, and everybody who makes this possible, Circle W Farms, and everybody else. All the drivers are showing up. It's nice to see 24 cars take the green this season compared to last.
Yeah, well, congrats on your win here tonight at Martinsville. We'll see you next week at Rockingham.
Hopefully talk to you again there.
Yeah. Well, congrats on your win. We'll see you next week, like I said, at Rockingham. And overall, what a great run there for Dylan Canova, picking up the win here tonight and just dominating performance. And a track like Martinsville, I mean, kind of similar to Rockingham, just with the techniques of braking and tire saving. And I think Rockingham, I mean, if you're good at Martinsville, you're going to be good at Rockingham as well. So I think definitely watch out for him next week as well. But Jacob Wilson picking up second place after spinning out earlier tonight. We'll talk to him about working his way through the field as well. As very different than Dylan Canova. Bring him in anyway, even though that's kind of messing up, but oh, Jacob, you got a copy?
I got you.
So you round yourself off in the second there. You had a spin earlier tonight on the entry to turn number 1. You worked your way back through the field and picked up second place. Talk us kind of making your way through the field and also how hard it was to drive that race car here tonight.
Yeah, that initial spin, I think I'd backed the brake bias back a little bit too far. And when I got in there just a little too hard, it just went around on me. But overall, it was a good night. The, like 2 or 3 lap runs were brutal. Like I really needed a good long run to kind of get into a rhythm, and we just never got that. And I think second was probably the best I could probably finish tonight. I mean, I think if I could have gotten out in front of Dylan, I might could have held him off for a little bit, but he never pitted the entire race, so I never got that opportunity to get in front of him. And it's just so hard, when you're starting on the outside of the front row, or even starting in third place. It's just hard to get off the gun there on the restarts. But I'll take it. We had a pretty abysmal last 2 weeks at Darlington and Las Vegas, so it's nice to come back to your home track and get a podium.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of kind of looking forward as well, next week Rockingham, kind of a similar, I wouldn't say exactly similar, but kind of a tricky racetrack. Not really ran a lot in real life. Obviously, I think it's the first time Xfinity O'Reilly colors will be running there. So what are your thoughts there on Rockingham next week?
I don't really have a lot to. I really don't have any expectation. I haven't ran there very much at all on iRacing, so I'll probably have to put in a few laps this week, just to kind of get a feel for it. I think I guess we're running the newer scan, I'm assuming, but so it shouldn't be super bumpy, I don't guess, but it'd probably be really fast. So I'm hoping it'll be a good race. I'm hoping we can get some long runs and really get to race the track. Unlike tonight, but overall it's good. We'll see how next week goes. I'm hoping we can kind of keep the top 5 thing going. We had a good start to the season. Fell off the last couple of races, so we're gonna we bounced back tonight. So I'm hoping we can keep that trending in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely. Well, congrats on your second here tonight at Martinsville. Anyone to thank for tonight's great run?
Yeah, I got to thank all my great sponsors that support me in real life and in on iRacing. The No Names, T-Palm Transportation, Floors by Dennis, Victory Fuel. We have a discount code. You can use Revved Up 51 for 10% off your order. I got to thank all my guys at Revved Up. We work hard. We have some fun, and a lot of times we end up in victory lane, which is good. We win together and we lose together. I got to thank Brock Morris and Corn Dog Designs for this paint. And just all my friends and family that tune into these each week.
Congrats on your second here tonight at Martinsville. We'll see you later next week at Rockingham.
All right, thanks, Talon.
So it's Jacob Wilson in that second place position there in that 7 machine. So Christian Proctor not able to be interviewed tonight, but he's good around himself. I'm in the 3rd place as well. But overall, it was a pretty exciting race. I mean, a lot of not so much up front. Dylan Canova kind of led that one from the jump, but kind of in the pack, you saw Wilson come from the back to the front, and also field drivers come from the back to the front as well. Like Brady Foy, Christian Proctor, Jacob Thornton, I think had a moment as well. Brown Lorenzo, I'm sure, I think he had a moment as well, kind of letting the field by. So I mean, we saw there's a lot of comers and goers, but really who could survive those wrecks and self-spell nature these corners. It seemed like it was such a tough race for tonight, and just kind of unfortunate we didn't really see how the long run pace was for a lot of these drivers. Overall, I mean, it's kind of typical Martinsville racing, not really expecting too much of it, but I gotta mention next week. Next week we go to Rockingham Speedway for race number 8 in the top tier Racing O'Reilly series. And that should be a fun one, very interesting, unique racetrack there in North Carolina. Like I mentioned, it's kind of the first time these O'Reilly cars, I believe, have gone ever to Rockingham in this type of body. But also on the next up on Legends Racing Network tomorrow night, we have Superstar Cup Series at Homestead for the race number 2 of the Chase. So it should be interesting there. A very fun racetrack like usual, and Homestead usually puts on a great show as well. So we'll see you guys next time here in the Legends Racing Network. I'm Talon Jake from Rockingham, or from Martinsville, and we'll see you next time on the Legends Racing Network.